And when it's time to stand up, if you want to have a cane or a walker or something there just for safety, you can do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. And I will also spotlight myself so I'm the big screen. Alrighty. So we begin each of our classes, the balance class and the more Tai Chi proper class. Same way, sitting at the front edge of your chair, buttock bones at this edge plugging down to the ground through the chair, your feet somewhat assisting with balance, but they're not the primary support. And we get our Zhong Zheng, or our central upright. And breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Long, thorough breath cycles. We'll do that, let's say 8 more long, smooth breath cycles. As you keep your upright posture, then work on relaxing everything that you can relax, softening your head and neck and shoulders and torso and legs, arms, legs, feet, and hands. Everything as relaxed as you can be, where what's called chunwon, or soft, sunken, and heavy. We allow this heaviness to sink down through the body, down out of the body, down under the ground. So we allow a heavy quality to ground us and stabilize us. But then what's also left over is what's called Qingling, light, nimble, agile, and movable. When we relax enough to let the sinking downward happen and allow that which is left over to just be there in its buoyant state. Final 2 breaths. Now, slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest and chin up, arch the body. Then slide your hands forward past your knees, hollow the chest back, and drop your head, rounding the back. And again, slide the hands, elbows, shoulder blades back, arch. And slide the hands forward past the knees, hollow the chest, round the back. And we'll do that 3 more times, 3, 4 more times. Inhaling, arching, exhaling, round. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. 1 more time. And then settle all the way to this neutral position, relaxed, easy. Then we'll do the rotation, left hand forward past the knees, right hand and elbow back. Turn the shoulders, turn the head as if to look behind you. Inhale, recenter, and exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, center, turn to the right. Center. And we've been adding where this hand that slides forward, you go to the inside of the knee and gently press the leg open at and then back to middle. And then press the leg open. Back to middle, 2 more. And back to the center. Hang your arms loose. Shift the weight over to your right buttock. Lean the body sideways. Float your left wrist up. And then lean a little more so you can even float your foot off the ground. And then back to middle, upright spine, left arm down. Then shift to the left buttock. Lean, right wrist floats up. Tip a little more so even the right foot can float off the floor. And then back to middle, shift to the other buttock and lean, tip like a seesaw. Couple more. Last one. Middle. Scapular range of motion. Shoulder blades on our back. We shrug up and down. Do that a couple of times. Again, as the scapula lift up, the arms lift a little. And as the scapula go down, the arms hang down a little. One more time. Scapula up and down. Now squeeze the shoulder blades back towards each other. Release them. And then spread them apart from each other. And you can see when I take my shoulder blades apart from each other, the arms turn a little bit, the chest hollows, and then neutral. And then squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, the chest puffs up a little, the arms turn out a little, and neutral. Forward, back. Now, forward and lift, back, slide down, and neutral. Forward and lift, over the top, back, down, neutral. See if you can get that to start to flow. Especially as you practice these movements more, they start to become more and more natural and more enjoyable as you get them to flow and have a smoothness to them. Now, same movements except in reverse. So we go back, then up, forward, then down, neutral, back, up, forward, down, neutral, back, up, forward, down, neutral. Can you get that to flow? And neutral. From here, bring your feet together, knees together. Notice that you can tip forward at the hips and tip back at the hips. So we add that, we tip forward at the hips and float the hands forward but not up. Then out, tip back from the hips and circle in. Tip forward from the hips, sweep the hands forward and out. Tip back, they circle around and in. Forward, out, around, in. Next variation, forward and up, out, turn the palms forward, slide down, and forward. So what we see with the body is there's all of this room out in front of the body and just a little bit of room, a alongside and behind the body. So we don't crank the body that way, but we do bring the hands together and cultivate all of this freedom of movement in front. The way they say that in Taoist practice, the front of the body closes and opens. The back of the body never closes. Now, last one here, we go, last variation, up, 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 just as high as you can take it, and then out, down, neutral. Forward, bring the hands together, coming up, all the way up, down. So think of these movements as tools for a jailbreak, right? We're trying to break out of this prison that the brain, the nerves, the body, the tissue, the joints can get into. Now, reverse, start low. We go back, out but not up, forward and around and in. Benefit of this one is that because we're not lifting the hands in space, we're learning how to open the interior spaces and close the interior spaces. And neutral. So hands stay low, relaxed, but they go away from the body and then around and front. Now we keep this away from the body and lift. Then over top, closing in front, down in front, and back alongside you. Again, it's away from the body, then lift, over top, down. One more like that. Away, lift, over top, down. Now, open and lift and keep lifting and keep lifting. Come over the top as you close, and then down in front. Neutral. Open and lift. Close. Send. One more time. And again, eventually all these movements, we work on just having them have schwen or flow or like a river. Now, bend your elbows. Elbows flare out and up. Down, around in front and in. Touch the elbows together down in front of you. Down in front like this. So, Janona, don't lift them. You're doing the second exercise, so just right in front like this. And then it's down, out, up, and then it's down, and it's just around in front. Touch your elbows. Yeah. Down, out, and up. And down, around, in. Now, elbows straight back behind you. Pull back. Then down, forward. Hands go over the shoulders. And then up, 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 up. And then forward, down, back. Down, forward, up. Forward, down, back. One more time. Down, forward, up. Down. Now elbows straight out to the side, left hand high, right hand low, cross and wrap around the body. And then open elbows straight out to the side, switch, right hand high, left hand low, cross and wrap around the body. Open, switch, cross. Open, switch, cross. Open, elbows down, hands out in front. Turn your palms down, up. Pronation, supination. Pronate, Supinate the forearms. Turn, 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 and turn. Now, elbows stay in, hands go out. That's external rotation at this junction here. Then hands come in, elbows go out and around more and around more until you see how my elbows are traveling forward and it's forcing this sort of hollowing of this space. And then elbows come to the body and hands go out, 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 out. This induces this what's called unfolding and opening. And then this is neutral. And then this is folding and closing. Elbows around and around and around. And neutral. Opening, unfolding. Neutral. Closing, fold. Neutral. One more time. Opening, unfolding. And step your feet wide. Big wide stance. Left hand up, over the rainbow, all the way across and down onto your right palm. And then up, all the way over top and back. Then right hand up, over, down. Up, back. So one of the things we're trying to do here also is if this hand is coming over, it's this groin hip area that we want to open. So as you're leaning and closing up top, you can even open your left thigh more. You can even lift the toes and roll open or roll to the outside edge. So as we're closing our top one way, open the opposite bottom side. And up, back to middle. So now we have top open, bottom open. Now we're closing the top, but you want to keep that bottom open. So you could lift the toe, turn the leg, roll the leg, keep the thigh open. See if you can feel that separation, that dynamic separating. And then back to middle. We'll do that a couple more times. Close. Open. One more each. Back to middle. Now both arms up, cross, one above the other. Turn the palms down. Let the palms fall between your legs and separate. Cross, lift, open, and they slide down, 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 down. Other wrist on top, up and over top, cross, falling between the legs and separate. And then cross, lift, open, down. Up over top, other wrist on top, fold the hands over, fall between legs, separate. Cross, lift, open. A couple more. Eventually this is Schwen, smooth, fluid. And middle. Now, wrists, fold, circle, point forward, turn. Fold, circle, point forward, turn palms up. Can that become seamless? Seamless, smooth. Eventually you add the fingers, fingers. And reverse. Under, over, turn, under, over, turn, under, over, turn, circle, circle, circle. And hands spread, gather, spread, gather. So we've learned this movement. What we add to it is as you spread, you turn the hands under. And then as you close, you turn them back. They close together. And they don't go to the bird beak there. They just close like shutters. So now it's spread and under. And see if you can get this to feel. This is a movement from one of the forms where you're rolling under and over. Spread, gather. Spread, gather. Spread. So compound movements. Now, spread, claw to a fist. We know this one. So what we add to this is tip forward at your hips and reach. Claw to a fist, turning the arms like you've grabbed a hold of something, and then tip back from the hips and pull. Now, relax the hands totally, elbows flare out. So now we tip forward and reach with the arms, thumbs turned in, arms are internally rotated, so that as you tiger claw fist, externally rotate and pull. Now we want to do that to the corner. So soft hands, turn your body a little to the right corner and tip and reach up and to the right, claw to a fist, and tip back into the left as you pull. Same thing to the same side 3 times. Soft hands, reach, claw to a fist, turn the arms, and pull. Soft, reach, claw, and pull. Other corner, please. Soft, tip, reach, claw, turn the arms, pull. Relax, reach, claw, pull. Relax, soft, and reach, claw, and pull. One more. Pull. And relax. Now, bend the wrists back, and then bring thumb to pinky, other 3 fingers touch thumb and pinky. So that's this bird beak. Bird beak. Bend the wrist down as you do that. And then release and open. And then bird beak, bend down. Back, down. Back, down. Back, down. Back, down. And loose. Scoot a little bit back on your chair. Nice and stable. And we load, push, load, down. This leg, load, push, load, down. Switch, load, push, load, down. Switch, load, push, load, down. And a couple more. And foot and ankle, straighten your right leg, point, flex, point, flex. A few times. Then tilt the foot, invert, evert, tilt, tilt. And circle, Reverse circle. And switch. Other leg straight, point and flex. Tilt the foot a little in, out, in, out. And circles. Reverse circle. And down. Scoot all the way to the front edge of your chair. Step your feet a little wider than hip distance, and let's lift the toes up and go toes and knees turn in, and then toes and knees turn out. In, out. In, out. So the heel is the swivel point, contacting the floor, but we're moving from the hips. Now, neutral. Now the ball of the foot is the swivel point. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Again. A few more. So finding this pivot space in the body where the hips and legs meet. And neutral. Now from there, hip hinge. Fold. And sit upright. Tip a little bit back. Sit upright. Fold. Sit upright. Tip back. Now what we add to that, as you fold forward, turn on your hands so your fingers point in, your elbows flare out and around, and fold. And then sit upright. Turn your hands to neutral, arms to neutral, tip back. Sit upright. Turn on those hands, fold from the hips. Sit upright. Tip back. Sit upright. Now, same thing except wide stance. Turn on those hands, elbows flare out and around, fold. Sit upright. Turn your arms to neutral, tip back. Sit upright. Turn on the hands, tip forward, fold. And upright. And back. Upright. Again, fold. And up. And back. Now, from the back position, tip right. Fold down to the right as you turn on those hands and elbows. And then sweep from right to left. Stay left as you go back and around to the right again. All the way to the right, elbows flare out, drop down inside the elbows. Sweep to the left, stay left as you go back and around. And down to the right, and sweep. And switch directions. Down to the left, sweep from left to right. Stay right as you come back around, and over to the left. Continue. One more. All the way to vertical, upright. Bring legs together and arms hang down alongside you. Float your arms out like airplane wings. Then turn the palms up, reach them up. All the way up, look up. Now, reach your right arm a little higher and then soften that down. And then left arm a little higher and down. Right arm higher, down. Left arm higher, down. Right, left, right, left. And then both at the same time reach. Higher, higher, higher. And then open the wings down all the way alongside. Now, arms go back behind you. As they go back, this somewhat forces the upper body to round. So you kind of stoop a little bit this way. And then drop the arms down, reach them forward and all the way up, and do the opposite of stooping in that upper back. Arch, the heart lifting, the head lifting. Try to make it into a back bend. Try to bow your back into a back bend. And then forward, down, and behind you with that little rounding of the body. Sort of like an eagle diving, right? And then down, forward, up, into this back bend, this arching. Two more. And up. And one more. And just settle down. Hands on your legs, head and neck range of motion, a couple different movements. Down, up. Now, one thing you want to add to this for the neck. So we have the neck and we have the head. Think of them sort of as two separate things. So when you bring your chin down, that's the head, and then the neck will take the head the rest of the way down. Then when we go back, you want to start with the neck. So bring your neck back, right? I haven't even started with my head yet. Brought my neck back, and then the head, the chin up and the back of the head down. And then start with the head, the chin coming down. Then the neck takes the head the rest of the way. Start with the neck, and then the head. And the head, and then the neck. Neck and head. One more. And then settle your head right on top. Turning. Right, middle, left. Middle and right. Middle, left. Middle, right. And left. Right, left. One more, each way. And then back to middle. Now the chin goes forward, then retracts to middle, and then back. And forward, retract, back. Forward, back. One more. Back. Find the middle side. middle, side, middle, and side, middle, side. One more each. Back to middle. Now, a small tip to the right, chin up takes your head back. Keep your head back as you go from right to left. Then drop the chin and the head comes a little forward. Start small and get bigger. You go to the right and back, and then left and forward, rolling. Really important to not let the head, neck, shoulders become a prison. Right? We get locked into these shapes that don't allow flow and make for a clumsier body when trying to walk around. Last time around, just hang your head right in front of you there. Chin is down, head hanging. And then bring the head straight up. And we go the other way. Tip the head to the left, then back, right, then forward. Roll it to the left and back, right and forward, left and back, right, forward. And just do a few more of those, getting larger with each circle. Last one, all the way around, and just hang your head in front. Bring your head straight up. And drop your arms, let them hang. Now we float the arms up in front and drop, swing, and then bring them back up. Swing, up. Swing, up. Swing, up. Swing. And now just let them swing until they hang loose by your side. Then swing your right arm forward and your left arm back. Swing. Swing. Let this turn you at your middle pivot. So this helps inform us where our middle pivot is, which comes in handy as we go into our Tai Chi standing work in a moment. So feel that middle pivot, just gently turning. And then relax your arms, let them come to settle. Now right foot, lift, and then switch, 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 fast feet. Feel how your feet are empty. Now with loose arms and shoulders, fold at the hips, and move the weight from being in the chair forward so it's now down through the legs and rise all the way tall. And then fold, sink, find the chair. And fold, rise, tall. Couple more like that. Fold and sit gracefully down. Last one. Now, fold and don't sit in your chair. So you fold, sink, and then push through the earth and rise. Now think of this as I mentioned before, the idea of an accordion, the instrument, an accordion, how it has to be able to get pulled all the way open and all the way closed in order to function. That's how our body should be looked at. So this movement is that accordion movement of sink. The knees have to soften and bend, the hips have to fold, the back has to round, the shoulders have to loosen, and push through the earth and rise nice and tall and long. Hip hinge and fold and sink. Push through the earth and rise. One more. Now we're standing. Now we've got a couple more little movements. These all help inform our middle and liberate our mechanisms. So tip a little into your toes, right? Just a little. And then find the middle. And then just a small, safe amount into your heels. Just a little bit from your middle back. And then forward. And back. Don't lose control of yourself, right? Be relaxed, but not sloppy. So you can control this movement back into your heels and forward into your toes without really any tension in the body. You can control this liquid hydraulic body. Now we add to this. Go to your toes, float hands forward. Come back to the heels, arms swing a little back. Forward, back, forward, back. Now stay back, open, lift. Then tip to your toes, sweep the hands around and out in front and turn your palms up. Then tip back or rock back a little and bring the hands as if in. And then settle to the middle of your feet, your hands settle to the belly. And then we go for that squat, but we add to it the elbows come around in front. So there's this hollowing, right? So I'm standing like so, and then a bunch of little things change. The belly and chest hollow back, the back opens, and the elbows flare around, internally rotating here, and the fingers spill downward. So as that happens, the hips hinge. So we're going shape change and then sink the buttocks. And as you sink the buttocks, soften the arms and release them long. Push through the earth and come back to standing in this relaxed neutral position. Rock to your heels a little and open and lift. Rock to your toes a little, sweep around in front. Rock to your heels a little, bringing in. Settle to the middle of your feet, hands settle to the belly. And then that move I just explained. Hips hinge back, chest, belly hollow, elbows flare, fingers spill downward, and then we sink to that accordion folding up squat. And then push through the earth and settle. 3 more times. Rock back, open and lift. Rock forward, sweep around, close. Rock back, bringing in and settling to the middle of the feet, hands settle to the belly. And then this hollowing with the elbow flare, fingers spill, and then sink. Push through the earth. Rock. 2 more. Rock, open, and lift. Rock forward, sweep around, close. Rock back, bringing in and down to the belly. And then hollowing and sinking. 1 more time. Eventually, this can have Schwen, or that like the river flows. Shogun, wing, roll, fold over top, settle to the belly, hands face the belly, and cross. Now, rising hands. Forward and up with the arms, wrists are relaxed. At the top, this little flow change, and then down, behind you a little bit. And then this little flow change, right? You can see the hands change shape, the arms change shape. There's a sort of roundness through here that then settle the scapula, settle the arms, settle the forearms, settle the palms, settle the fingertips. Rising. And then the settling of the limbs. Down and through. Now, cradle in front of the body, open. On the way out, wrists are loose like so. And then the shoulders settle, arms settle, forearms settle, wrists, palms, fingertips following. And then this little rounding shape change on the way up. And down. So a big piece of these Taoist practices is changing shape. Like I said about a prison break. It's like the brain and body and nervous system start to become sort of hardwired and stuck. And so this roundness on the way up and then change and then down, it's breaking out of that. Now, wings. Turn your right palm up, fold at the elbow, bring that hand over top as the left hand sweeps under, top and bottom of a ball. Magnets attract, repel, and then right hand goes out over top as left hand swings, and then bringing left hand up and over as right hand comes under. Magnets attract and repel around the circle. Can this have some schwen to it, some flow? One more. Now, both hands down, scoop them up, elbows pull back, turn hands over and push, full extension. Then wrap the hands around the back and draw. Turn your hands and push, turn and draw. Push and draw. Now just left hand, turn the palm and push. Let this turn you from your middle pivot. Then change hand orientation and then push and draw. Change hand orientation, push and draw. Push and draw. And then both hands back and down. Middle pivot, change your weight over to your right leg. Turn from that middle pivot to your right, and then sweep the hands over. Now, change your weight from right to left leg, turn from that middle pivot, brush and sweep. And then turn your hands the other way. We go changing the legs, then turning from middle pivot, then brush knee and sweep. Change, turn, brush, sweep. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Jailbreak, right? So we're not here to try to get stuck in the body and repeat the same movement. We're using these movements to loosen up these mechanisms so that we feel more freedom. So what this should start to become is the bear swirls the stream. This hand goes far away and comes in close. And then this one goes far away and comes in close. And then as the buoyancy increases, this arm starts to be able to float up with ease. So the bear swats the jumping fish. Brush knee, swat fish. Make sure you're changing leg to leg, turning from your middle pivot. Go for that higher jumping fish. Maybe even above the head if the limb allows for it. But try not to force anything. The whole time we're trying to free and loosen and liberate. Jailbreak. Now, pause when the next time you're in your right leg. Left hand comes down, right arm, wing, roll, fold. Now this is loaded up, ready for a push. As you shift into this leg, turn from the middle, shift, turn, brush, push. Then it's wing, roll, fold, and we're ready to go shift, turn, brush, push. Roll, fold, shift, turn, brush, push. Roll, fold, shift, turn, brush, push. Shift and turn, brush, knee, and push. Now, the next time you're in your left leg, stay there. Your right foot empty, step it a small amount behind you, toes turned out, and then put 100% of your weight into that back leg. So we're shifting and sitting in the back leg. Bring that right hand down, your right hand down, bend your left elbow, point fingers up, and get onto the tip of the toe of this foot. Golden rooster, middle pivot, and then all the parts arranged around it. Now, keep your weight in your right leg, bring your left foot back, touch heels together, change the weight, so now you're down through your left leg, left hand down, right elbow bend, and then bring that right foot in front, toe touch. Everything's arranged around your middle. Now, bring the right foot back, nothing changes. And then as you change the weight, everything simultaneously slowly changes. Now add to this, as you bring your left foot back, the palms change their orientation. Left palm forward, right palm in. And then as you change the weight into your left leg, change. So now you see how this palm is facing in, this palm is facing down. So as you bring your right foot back, just reorient the hands. So this foot comes back, reorient the hands, and then change. And this toe touches out in front. And then step that foot back, and the palms reorient, and they change. And reorient. Now, put your left foot out, left hand is up, right hand down, and challenge, but be very safe. Disconnect the foot from the floor. So that's your first challenge, is the toe touching. You can just separate the foot from the floor and put it back down. Next challenge would be separate and lift a little and then put it back down. Possibly some of you will lift and down, but notice how my torso doesn't tip backwards at all. So a lot of times when you try to pull your leg up, there's a loss of balance that way. So your whole goal is put all your weight in one leg and lift without lifting yourself off your root. Right? Lift. Now, switch legs. Put your left foot back. Change. Left hand down, right elbow bend. Put the toe out. And then again, your first option is just try to take the foot off the ground. Like that. Or lift a little and down. Or lift more. But no tipping back, no lurching back. It's this down quality here that gives this sense of sturdiness and freedom of movement. Now let's do a few where we flow to whatever our highest lifted position is. Bring the right foot back, reorient the hands, and then change the weight position. Then put that left foot down, reorient the hands, change. The weight staying down, change. Change. And wash your paws. Now stay in your left leg, sweep that right hand, float it up like a cloud. Now you got cloud, lake, shift into your right leg, turn from your middle pivot, cloud, lake. Then they vapor and rain, exchange. Now you got this hand cloud, this hand lake, shift, turn from your middle pivot, and then let the hands go through. So the key to this Schwinn or flow is that it's first the legs, then the hips and waist, then the hands flow through. So in a sense, the arms are sort of held stiffly, but not stiffly, but they look like they're held where they are in attachment to the body. But then these still need to be soft enough to right at the proper moment they flow through with that elasticity. So we're changing leg, turning waist, and then the hands flow through. Changing weight, turning waist, and they flow through. The hands play with clouds. That's a proper name for this one. Now, both hands down, wash, wash. Now put all your weight into your right leg, turn your left foot out a little bit, change your weight into that leg, and put this toe out in front. Right hand turned out, down just outside the thigh, knee area. And then this hand up and turn palm up and away, sort of like there's sun shining in and you're blocking it from your eyes. Now bring your right foot back, heels touching. Turn the palms to face each other like the big ball. And then they go towards each other, but then they pass by each other. As you empty your left foot, put your left foot in front, toe touching. And finish with the hands where they turn out. Right? So if it's your left foot forward in front, that hand is the one that's down and out, and this hand is the one up. Now bring that, yeah, exactly, Karen, good. Now bring that foot back and turn the palms to face each other. Change the weight. So the heavy leg hand is high, the empty leg hand is low. Add to this, turn slightly to the corner. So your empty foot and navel slightly to this corner of the telephone booth. Now bring the foot back parallel, turn palms to face each other. Change the weight, change the hands, and then as you finish that flourish, turn, this little turn to the corner. And then step back, turn palms to face, change the weight, the hands change, 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 change. Start to turn the body a little, extend the foot a little, and palms. And then bring that foot back, palms face each other, change. Turn to the corner. Bring it back, change. Corner. One more each way. Change. Corner. Change. Corner. And middle. 3 times sync chi wash organs to finish. Rock back, open and lift. Rock forward, sweeping around, closing. Rock back, bringing in the upper. Settle to the middle of the feet as the hands settle to the belly. And then this hollowing. Hollow, sink, and release. Stand vertical. Again, rock back, open, lift. Rock forward, sweep around, close. Rock back, bringing in and settling, hollowing through. Push through the earth and rise. One more time. Back, open, lift. Forward and close. Back, in and settling, hollow, release, everything loose. And then wing, roll, fold. This gesture of closing, right down around in front of the belly. Turn the palms to face the belly, and then seal the practice, center of palm over the belly. Other hand over that hand. And grab one thumb, fold. Thank you, everybody. Great job. Make sure you know where your chair is when you go to sit. If there are any questions of any kind, feel free to unmute and ask.